my schoolers, welcome to my school channel. My name is Alexandra. Right here in this channel, we'll be tackling the JAMB question for the subject English Language Year 2010. Please stay with us, do not go anywhere, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to my school channel. So right here we'll be tackling question 1 to 20. Now let's begin with question 1. Select the option that best explains the information conveyed in the sentence. People are not interested in who rules. Option A. People are not ruled by the leaders they want. Option B. People are not concerned about who rules them. Option C. The rulers are not concerned about the people. Option D. People who rule are not interested in the ruled. The answer to this question is option B. This statement means that people are not concerned, they are not bothered about who rules them. Okay, so option B clearly conveys the information or explains the information provided in this question. Now let's take a look at option D. People who rule are not interested in the rule. This means that rulers are not interested in the people. So this is what it means. So this is a very confusing option. So just to clear it out, option B is the correct answer to this question. Question 2. Select the option that best explains the information conveyed in the sentence. The witness said he had no axe to grind with his brothers. Option A, he had no hatred for the brothers. Option B, he had no axe and therefore stole the machete. Option C, he had no axe and therefore buried the machete. Option D, he had no vested interest in the brothers. Okay, so the answer to this question is option A. The idiom in this expression is axe to grind. Axe to grind means conflict, grievances, disputes, and so on and so forth. So no axe to grind will mean no conflict, no grievance, no complaint, no disputes. So you can see option A best interprets the information conveyed in the sentence. That is, he had no hatred for the brother. So hatred here is synonymous to disputes, grievance, complaint, and all of that. So option A is the answer to this question. So in examinations, candidates should be careful. You should be careful of words like this, axe as used in the idiom that has been repeated. So these are red flag options. You should not even settle for it at all. Should not be considered as an option. Okay, so option A is the correct answer to this question. Question 3. The footballers moved their tails between their legs. Option A, they moved happily because they won the match. Option B, they were unhappy because they had been despised by their opponents. Option C, they were ashamed because they had been defeated. Option D, they moved their tails between their legs. The answer to this question is option C, they were ashamed because they had been defeated. Now the idiom used in this sentence or this statement is their tails between their legs. In other cases, you find your tail between your legs. So it's quite the same. Okay, so in this case, it said the footballer moved their tails between their legs. And what this idiom means is to be ashamed or unhappy because you have been defeated. So in this case, we're talking about footballers, and then it has to do with a match context. So in this case, the footballers were ashamed or unhappy because they had been defeated. So option C is the correct answer to this question. Question 4. The headmaster managed to take his way out of having to give a speech. Option A, he delivered a speech despite the difficulties. Option B, he managed to give a speech out of a difficult situation. Option C, he managed to get himself out of a difficult situation. Option D, he managed to talk on his way. The answer to this question is option C, he managed to get himself out of a difficult situation. Now the idiom used in this sentence is take his way out or take your way out. Okay, what this means is to avoid doing something or to get yourself out of a difficult situation. And in this context, okay, the headmaster is avoiding to have to give a speech. Okay, it's a difficult situation in this context. So the answer to this question is option C. He managed to get himself out of a difficult situation, which is having to give a speech. So option C is the correct answer to this question. Question 5. As regards the matter, we have crossed the Rubicon. Option A, we are completely at loss. Option B, we are irrevocably committed. Option C, we are already qualified. Option D, we are perfectly committed. Now, the option that best explains the information conveyed in this sentence is option B, we are irrevocably committed. Irrevocably from the word irrevocable, which means not able to be changed, okay, or not able to be reversed. Now, let's look at the idiom used in this sentence, crossed the Rubicon. Cross the Rubicon means you've gotten to a final point, or a point at which things cannot be changed, decision cannot be changed, course of actions cannot be changed. So a point in which change is not applicable. So we can say that option B is the correct answer to this question, because the word irrevocably means not able to be changed. So option B is the correct answer to this question. Be reminded that you can take practice questions with our simulated JAMB CBT past question, and all you need to do is you click on the link in the description below, which takes you to the Myschool website. There you can download Myschool mobile app for your Android phones and Myschool software for your computers and laptops. Please go ahead and download and start practicing. Now, moving on to question 6. Ocha is full of himself. Option A is conceited. Option B is complete. Option C is a rich man. Option D is careful. The answer to this question is option A is conceited. Conceited means excessively proud. Now, the idiom "you're full of himself" means to be proud. So therefore, option A is the correct answer to this question. I believe you're enjoying this content. If yes, do not forget to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button, and then tap on the bell notification to get informed as soon as we release the next videos. Question 7. As debutants in that tournament, the Super Eagles were up against their first opponent by 3-0. Option A, the Super Eagles were playing in the tournament for the first time, but they won their match by 3-0. Option B, though the Super Eagles were rated as the weakest side in the tournament, they won their first match by 3-0. Option C, even though the Super Eagles were playing without some of their stars, they won their match by 3-0. Option D, as the best strikers in the match, the Super Eagles easily defeated their opponent by 3-0. So the answer to this question is option A, because it best conveyed the information presented in this sentence. Now, as debutants, debutant means making your first public appearance, and nil here means nothing. So as you can see, the Super Eagles were playing in the tournament for the first time, so making their first public appearance, but they won their match by 3-0. Okay, so this best explains the information conveyed in this sentence, and so option A is the correct answer to this question. Question 8. The woman was mournful as her husband was found dead drunk. Option A, she was sad because her husband was absolutely drunk. Option B, she was apprehensive that her husband would drink as soon as he recovered from drunken stupor. Option C, she was sad because her husband was drunk and always as helpless as a dead man. Option D, she was mourning because her husband drank and died. The answer to this question is option A. She was sad because her husband was absolutely drunk. Now let's look at the statement or the sentence. Mournful here means unhappy, or to be unhappy or sad. Okay, so dead drunk means to be so drunk. Okay, to be so drunk that you're unable to walk or you're unconscious. Okay, so option A is the best answer to this question because it best explains the information conveyed in this sentence. Now let's take a look at option C. She was sad because her husband was drunk and always as helpless as a dead man. Now this information provided in this sentence is excessive. It is much more than what the sentence contains. So, and always as helpless as a dead man makes it excessive. So option A is the correct answer to this question. Question 9. Choose the option opposite in meaning to the underlined word. I am optimistic about the interview, though it was a mind-bending exercise. Option A, an enervating. Option B, a debilitating. Option C, a difficult. Option D, an easy. The answer to this question is option D, an easy. Mind-bending simply means very difficult. When something is mind-bending, it is very, very difficult or very taxing. Okay, so option A, enervating. Enervating means tired, to be tired or fatigued, exhausted. Debilitating means weak. And option C, a difficult, which is synonymous to the word underlined. But in this instruction, it says opposite in meaning. So the opposite of difficult is easy. So option D, and easy, is the correct answer to this question. Question 10. The trader was amused by the cutthroat rush for the goods. Option A, worrisome. Option B, strange. Option C, lackluster. Option D, mad. The answer to this question is lackluster. The instructions state that we should choose the option opposite in meaning. Do not forget that. Cutthroat means fierce or intense. Option A, worrisome, means causing worry. Strange, something you're not familiar with. Lackluster means lacking energy or vitality. And option D, mad. Now, cutthroat here means fierce and intense. So if something is fierce and intense, it should involve an amount of strength or energy. So we can see option C, lackluster, which means lack of energy or vitality, is the opposite in meaning to the word underlined cutthroat. So option C is the correct answer to this question. Question 11. The teacher said that Ali's essay was full of many redundant details. Option A, unexplained. Option B, strange. Option C, necessary. Option D, useful. The answer to this question is option D, useful. Now, why is this so? The word redundant means no longer useful, no longer needed. So therefore, option D, useful, which is the opposite in meaning to the word redundant, is the answer to this question. Now, the controversy in this question is between option C and D. Many claim that option C should also be the right answer, but one thing about JAMB questions is that it's very, very complicated. Okay, so redundant, another synonymous word for redundant is unnecessary, which is not necessary, and so we can quickly jump to the conclusion that option C should be regarded as the answer to this question. But then redundant in its definition or in its meaning, it means no longer useful. So most of the time we conclude about the synonym or antonym of the word from the definition of the word itself. So when it says no longer useful, it is safer to choose useful as the antonym, that is the opposite in meaning. So option D is the answer to this question. Question 12. His father surmounted the myriad of obstacles on his way. Option A, most. Option B, few. Option C, all. Option D, many. The answer to this question is option B, few. Do not forget the instructions state that we should look for the option opposite in meaning. Now, the word myriad means a large or great number of something. Okay, so we can see that few is a small number of something, which is the opposite in meaning to the word underlined. So option B is the correct answer to this question. Question 13. An ingenuous smile drew our attention. Option A, witty. Option B, naive. Option C, clever. Option D, arrogant. The answer to this question is arrogant, because the instructions state that we choose the option opposite in meaning to the word underlined. The word underlined is ingenuous, which means innocent and unsuspecting. Okay, so the word arrogant means to feel more important. Okay, more important than other persons. So when someone feels more important than other people, they tend to be disloyal, they tend to be dishonest, they are not sincere in their expressions. Okay, because they carry themselves above others. So the answer to this question is option D, arrogant. Now, the controversy in this question is between option B, C, and D. Now, let me explain. Now, the word ingenuous should not be confused with ingenious. Ingenious spelled I-N-G-E-N-I-O-U-S. Now, that word means clever. Okay, and if you feel this word is ingenious, you will want to settle for option B, being naive, because ingenious means clever, and then you say B is the answer because the opposite of clever is naive, not to have knowledge about some certain things. So, having established that this word is ingenuous, which means innocence and unsuspecting. Another thing you need to know is this word is in the place of sincerity, is in the place of honesty. Okay, so when you have that at the back of your mind, that is what the word is, or that is where the word originated from, you understand that option C should not be the answer. Now, the reason why people are settling for option C as the answer is because ingenuous means, the synonyms of ingenuous means naive. Now, naive in this case have different meaning. The first meaning of naive is to not have knowledge about certain things, to not have good judgment about certain things, to not have experience or exposure about certain things. And another meaning for naive is to be innocent. To be innocent or to be natural. Now that is the second meaning should be what we should think of when we are thinking of the word ingenuous, not the first meaning. Okay, so when you think of the first meaning being lack of knowledge, lack of experience, you mix it up, because naive have two meanings. I'll say two meanings, because the first one means lack of knowledge, lack of experience, while the second meaning means to be innocent or natural, and that is the meaning or the synonym of ingenuous. So when we think of ingenuous, we should think of naive as being innocent, being natural, and we should think of ingenuous as originating from sincerity. We are looking at it on at the place of sincerity, honesty, being loyal. Okay, so when we understand that, then we would be satisfied with option D as the answer to this question. So option D is the correct answer, and it's the best answer to this question. Question 14. Nandi gave a flawless speech at the party. Option A, a wonderful. Option B, a careless. Option C, an interesting. Option D, an imperfect. Now the answer to this question is option D, an imperfect. Why? Because flawless means perfect. When something is flawless, it's without error or mistake. It's perfect. It's without flaws. So option D, which means not perfect, that is imperfect, meaning not perfect, is the answer to the question, because it is the opposite of the word underlined. So option D is the correct answer to this question. Question 15. Beneath Ado's groove exterior is really very kind-hearted. Option A, nice. Option B, harsh. Option C, rough. Option D, gentle. Okay, so the answer to this question is gentle, because the word underlined groove means harsh or rough or in a low pitch. So the answer to this question is gentle, because gentle is the opposite of harsh or something rough. So we can consider option B and C as synonymous to this word, but then the instructions state that we should choose the word opposite in meaning. So therefore gentle will be the answer to this question. Are there questions you would like to ask? You can go ahead and ask your questions by using the link provided in the description below. Please click on this link. It takes you to the Myschool website. There you can ask as many questions as possible, and solutions will be provided to you. Now moving on to question 16. Governing a country is not always as straightforward as people sometimes imagine. Now option A, complicated. Option B, troublesome. Option C, untoward. Option D, irksome. The answer to this question is complicated, because straightforward here means not complicated, easy, understandable, and all of that. So the opposite in meaning should be complicated, since straightforward means not complicated. So troublesome means causing trouble, untoward means unexpected, irksome means irritating or annoying. So the answer to this question is option A, complicated. Do you have better steps, explanation, or solutions to any of this question? Please feel free to use the comment section below, indicate the question and the solutions you would like to share. Question 17. The captain says sport is being debased by commercial sponsorship. Option A, localized. Option B, perverted. Option C, elevated. Option D, overvalued. The answer to this question is option C, elevated. Now why? Because the word debased means a reduction in the quality and value of something. Now when we talk about elevated, elevated is characterized by an increase. It could be a greater amount of something or a higher value. Now this is the best answer to the question, to this question. The controversy in this question, however, is between option C and D. Now overvalued is overestimation. Okay, the reason why we'll not be settling for option D is because it is considered as a negative word. I consider it as a negative word. One of the ways I used to tackle questions like this is to think of if the word is a negative or a positive word. Now this word underlined is a negative word, and so overvalued is a negative word. So therefore the answer to this question should be the opposite, which should be a positive word, and elevated is a positive word, and so it is the best answer to this question. Question 18. Aisha seems to feel ambivalent about her future. Option A, decisive. Option B, anxious. Option C, ambitious. Option D, inconsiderate. The answer to this question is decisive, because ambivalence means having mixed feeling, having different ideas about something. Okay, not being decisive about something. That is what mixed feelings is. So ambivalent means mixed feeling, not being decisive, having different ideas about someone or something. So decisive is being able to make a particular decision about something. So option A is the correct answer to this question because it is the opposite in meaning to the word ambivalent. Question 19. The crowd was very receptive to the speaker's suggestion. Option A, disobedience. Option B, discrepancy. Option C, compromise. Option D, agreement. The answer to this question is option A, disobedience. The word underlined receptive means to receive, to accept, or agree to new suggestions, or to willingly accept new ideas or suggestions. Now, option A, disobedience, is the answer to this question because it is opposite in meaning to the word underlined. It means not willing to do what you are told to do, not willing to accept or agree to something. So that's disobedience. Option A, therefore, is the correct answer to this question. But then option B, discrepancy, is lack of compatibility or similarity between two facts. Option C, compromise, means to agree by adjusting, and option D means to agree. Okay, option A, therefore, is the correct answer to this question. Question 20. The report of the committee contained a plethora of details. Option A, shortage. Option B, simplicity. Option C, multitude. Option D, spectrum. The answer to this question is shortage. Do not forget that the instructions state that we should choose the option opposite in meaning. Plethora means a large or excessive amount of something, while shortage is a lesser amount. So this is the opposite in meaning to the word plethora, and so therefore option A, shortage, is the answer to this question. We've come to the end of this wonderful segment, and I believe you enjoyed it. Please do not forget to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button, and then tap on the bell notification to get informed as soon as we release the next videos.